I'm Will Ardell. Thank you for stopping by. Do you love country music as much as I do? Do you love its history and its heritage as much as I do? Do you believe that all of us in Canada and all of us in the U.S. can work together and encourage and support great country music? Well, I do, and I hope you do as well. If so, you just might love what we're doing here. We are smack dab in the middle of putting together my second album, and it is going to be, in my opinion, some really great country music. Hopefully, even though this is my second album, this will be just the first of many I will put out in that vein. Like I always remember one of my heroes saying, "What's too country?" And you know what? I don't think there is such a thing as too much country. Like too much fun, etc. I don't think it's possible. This album is going to be called Reckless. Not only is it marking a turning point in my life, it's going to mark something of a turning point in my music. Now that I've kind of left my 20s behind, which, to be honest, were a little bit of a blur, I'm going back to my musical roots. Real heart and soul, real country. The stuff I grew up listening to, the stuff I really, really adore. A few short years ago, I heard an album that has been probably one of my biggest influences in the last few years. And it touched places where the newer incarnations of country music just haven't. This album, Reckless, is going to blend my own sound with traditional country music and hopefully let you hear a piece of my heart and soul, which, as you may know, is very, very huge in what I do. It is my art. As part of that, I also want to honor my heroes, both musically and otherwise, with this record. After all, if they hadn't opened the doors and paved the way, all of us who live and play and sing country music wouldn't be able to do what we love to do so much. So like I said, we're in the middle of this project. My first single, Two Shadows, went to Canadian radio in May, and it was my first top 40 CanCon hit. Yay, awesome. And I have a new website coming, and a second new single off this album will be coming out here at the start of September, and it's called High on Life, Low on Cash. This is the part that I'm really excited about this record. I'm getting you, yeah you, to join me on it. And I also have two talented producers teaming up on the last part of this record. One is in Toronto and one is in Nashville. Part of the record has already been recorded in Toronto with Canadian musicians and a Canadian producer. The balance of it will be recorded in Nashville with Nashville musicians and a Nashville producer, and in a studio where an awful lot of musical magic has been made for decades. Now, I'm not going to give any of this away just yet. I am not going to jinx it just yet. We're going to roll this information out when it gets a little closer to the session dates, in a very fun way. But first, about a month ago, I was talking with a friend and member of my team in the U.S. about treatment for a new video we were thinking of shooting this winter. She also knew I wanted to honor the legends of country music in the video, and she also knew about my dream to record in Nashville with a certain producer whose work I've followed for years now, and I'm completely in awe of him. And you've probably heard of him, you've heard a lot of his stuff if you didn't know him already. He is the quintessential master of song and sound. Long story short, within just a day or two, I had heard and fallen in love with two incredible songs. I mean, killer songs. I already had one special song for the album that I had co-written with a friend's dad. But it's kind of hard to take one song all the way to Nashville and to record it there. You know, you'd like to have more when you go. Well, things started kind of falling into place, and I decided to take the leap and dive right in. And go ahead and record all three songs and maybe even another. Kind of at the same time, I was about to finish up the first of the album, and on the plane to Toronto, I had one of those singer-songwriter moments where it just starts flowing out of you, and you don't know why. It's like somebody just opened the valve and ran away. Well, I ended up writing this song on the plane, brought it to my producer when I got to the studio, and we ended up cutting and recording that song on the album. He is absolutely unreal in Toronto there, the way he can do his work and the way he just took that product from a basic scratch, and we made it into what we think is an absolute killer track. He is also going to be coming down with me to Nashville to co-produce my tracks in Nashville with me, and this will be his first trip to Nashville. And he's also extremely pumped about what's in store and to see and learn how things are done in the heart of country music. Not only am I in awe of what these two men are capable of, I am totally humbled by the songwriters and songs we found for this record. As most of you know, I do majority of my own songwriting. I think I've close to 800 songs written now. And on this album, 8.5 of these songs were written by myself, and one was co-written. And as proud as I am of those, I'm humbled by the songs I was introduced to. You always find people that can tell a story better than you can. And one of them is also very special to a bunch of other folks. It is an amazing song, and it's going to allow me to truly honor some of my heroes. Some true legends in a very special way. My team and I believe that that song is about to take on a huge life of its own. And that's why we're here. We want to give this song some very, very special attention. And to make sure we do it justice, and to do some things we had not planned to do to these Nashville songs before they made their way to me. The co-written song also has an incredibly powerful message that will hit home with every family, with elderly and parents and such nature. My old songs on it are some of the best I think I've written. As an artist, we try to progress and to grow, and from my first album, I believe I've had a market improvement of them, and ultimately that'll be up to you to judge too. So to do everything we feel this project needs, and to fully utilize the Nashville recording opportunity, we need to expand our reach. Because this is such a special record for me and for a lot of other folks out there. I want to share it with as many people as possible. The first single, Two Shadows, was released to Canadian radio in May, and I believe many of you folks are also in the search of real country songs that tell a story and get to me and you. My team and I have developed a whole new string of ways you can join the fun and work with us on this album. Just take a look on your right. You'll see a whole bunch of listings how you can contribute to this album and help us get this album finished and be part of it, which is what we all would love to be. I'll bet you can find something you like down there. Every pledge will get you on the list for the first digital download of the album. The first pledger will unlock the first secret and will open the door for a little thank you gift from me to every subsequent pledger. You might even be able to knock out the most of your holiday shopping on this list. Somebody, and this is the good part, somebody can also get to sing on this record with us. That would be huge. I would absolutely love to have that. So please come back behind the curtain and join us. And you ain't going to be sorry. It's going to be the experience of your lifetime. All the great news about this album that's coming over the next month will be shared here first in the exclusive pledge updates. The information that seems to be missing from what I've said, included here, will also be shared with the pledgers first. Some of it will be made public, but some won't be. So pledgers, you will be the first to hear the new album in its entirety. And you will receive it first. So stay tuned, keep an eye on this video, keep an eye on me, one of those. Don't miss any updates. And get back here behind the curtain. Come into a little demo studio with me. Enjoy, we'll have a lot of fun. Let's hurry up and get this record made and out to everyone who loves real country music, because I know I can't wait, I'm impatient. And I imagine you're kind of impatient too. So let's get her done, folks. Thank you.
Two shadows dancing under neon.